Welcome parents to the fifth grade back to school presentation at Emerton Elementary. My name is Ms. Gasiwa. I teach reading and writing.
I'm Ms. Zoltowski and I teach math and writing.
And I'm Mrs. Shepard. I teach word work, social studies, science, and writing.
And Ms. Williams is the special educator that works with fifth graders.
Tonight we're going to go through the different subjects that will be taught this year. I will start with math. Our math program, most important of all, is designed to help our students think critically about math. That obviously involves problem solving. This year in fifth grade, we focus on multiplication, division, decimals, fractions. We do have ongoing formal and informal assessment throughout each class. That also takes the format of quizzes, tests, classwork, group work, and any other skill building that we do within the day. There will be nightly homework, and that is designed to reinforce skills that were previously taught.
In reading, our number one goal is to build strong strategic readers. We use the program Units of Study that has a workshop format. So we have a mini lesson each day and then small group instruction, conferencing, and lots of time for students to read independently. Students will have reading homework each night, Monday through Thursday. Please be looking for a large Ziploc bag with a book and a book log in it for your student for their reading homework each evening. We have units that cover both fiction and nonfiction texts. Students get to choose the books that they read, as well as the teacher reads mentor texts aloud. Students participate in book clubs with their fiction texts, and that allows them to have student-led discussion groups. Students also participate in research groups. They study argumentative as well as informative topics. In word work, they don't just focus on words, they also have units that focus on grammar and sentence structure, word knowledge, vocabulary, and then writing conventions. In writing, we also use the Units of Study that has that same workshop model that we use in reading, which is a mini lesson, small groups, conferencing, and then lots of time for students to practice their writing skills. We also have our grades. We have both large process pieces, but then daily written entries in their writing notebook. So their grades are based on both the content of the writing and as well as the mechanics. And our units, we begin with a personal narrative. They have a journalism unit, a research-based argument essay, and then a literary essay. And then we end the year with a history research report.
In social studies, we'll be looking at doing historically rich explorations of primary and secondary resources, and we'll do this as individuals as well as group activities. The students are assessed informally and formally through various activities, and that could be with test quizzes, written responses to the materials that we'll be studying. And those will be Civil War, immigration, the Great Depression, and civil rights. For science, we do hands-on investigations, and that's either through group or individual experiments, and we do those pretty much every day in science. Students are assessed informally and formally through various activities, and that could be test quizzes, outcomes of experiments, as well as written responses to their thinking about science. Our units will include Earth and Space, Physical Science, Life Science, Environmental Stewardship, which is our Harford Glen unit, and Family Life.
Speaking of Harper Glen, that is a high point for many of our fifth grade students, and we do have the date. So the curriculum is focused on environmental science and stewardship. We will be going February 5th through 7th, 2024. It will be an overnight for 2 nights. We will spend 3 days there. We have open house information that will be sent home probably the first or second week of school. That will tell when Hartford Glen will invite students and parents to take a look at the facilities, walk around, and become comfortable with like both the location and the curriculum. Information packets and information permission slips will be sent home a little later, probably after the new year, prior to when we go. Bus transportation is provided from the home school to Hartford Glen, but on the day of the trip, the first day, you will have to drop your students off at Emerton, and on the last day, you will have to pick them up at Emerton. We'll take care of the transportation by bus in between the school and Hartford Glen. Attendance is essential and it's required for all students because it is a critical part of the science curriculum.
So in 5th grade, we have some unique opportunities and activities that we do. Not too long after school begins, you probably will hear your student talking about school jobs. So 5th graders get the opportunity to have a job here at school doing various activities from raising the flag to maybe helping out a kindergartner or first grader. We have our trip to Hartford Glen, which we mentioned. We have our field trip, and that will be in May of 2024. We have our moving on ceremony, which is a time to celebrate our students moving on to middle school, and that will be toward the end of school, maybe possibly the last day or next to the last day of school. And we have our Patriot program, which is voluntary. And for those who complete the Patriot program, there is an assembly and a field trip that goes along with that. We would also need parent volunteers to help us with things that go along with the Patriot program, because it is quite a bit of things that the students need to do and have verified. Other activities will be planetarium visits. We do walk and field trips to the Abingdon Library. And for those that are in chorus, band, and orchestra, there is winter and spring concert and other activities related to music.
Here at Emerton, we have a school-wide behavior plan. And in 5th grade, the behavior plans within the classroom are simply an extension of a program that if you've been with Emerton, your child is probably very familiar with it. We follow 5 simple rules. In 5th grade, we like to focus our behavior plan on positives, and positive behavior is something that we try to foster between good relationships and open communication and affirming all the great things that happen every single day in 5th grade. There is the system that we follow in place with green, with like a warning system. If on the rare occasion that we have to use that, it will be communicated mostly in the agenda book. The students will color in their color at the end of the day. And it's our experience with fostering a positive environment that most students stay on green almost every single day. But you could peek in the agenda book to see how that's going. Yeah. That's about it. We like to not use this very often if we don't have to, and just keep kids on green.
Yes.
We believe in open communication between you and us to work as a team in helping your child to be as successful as possible in 5th grade. We will use the agenda book sometimes to send notes home to you, and you're welcome then also to send notes to us through the agenda book. Please make sure your student shows the agenda book to us in the morning. Since we have so many students, it would be hard to keep track of that. We welcome you to email us anytime you have any questions or concerns, and we will also reach out to you using email. You also are welcome to phone here at school, and if we have concerns, we may also call you. Each quarter, we will be updating grades in HAG, so please make sure that you have your access, your username and your password. And if you need help, let us know about that. So that's a great way for you to help your student keep track of what's going on with their grades. When your child is absent, please send in a note to tell us why they were absent, because we are required to give it a code in the attendance program. So if you want to use the gold pads that we've used in previous years, that's great. Or if you just use this piece of paper, that's fine as well. For transportation, it's really important that if there's any changes to dismissal, that you send it in writing. Otherwise, we'll just send the student home their normal way. We have a lot of students to keep track of, and we want to make sure every single one of them ends up where they're supposed to be at the end of the day. So please make sure you send in any changes in writing. Thank you. And here are our email addresses. Please feel free to email us anytime you have any questions or concerns. For all of us, it's our first name dot our last name and at hcps.org. And we are really looking forward to working with your children and getting to meet you in person throughout the school year. We are extremely excited about a really awesome year in 5th grade. Thank you for joining us. Please let us know if you have any questions, and we will get back to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.